For those of you that don't know, my name is Lexi Hahn. I am going to be going over a lot today. This will be a series, okay? This is a series. It is meant to be a series. So that means next Monday, we're going to go over even more, okay? This will be for whatever your brand is. I do not care, okay? It does not matter what type of business you're running, what type of company you're in, how many of us are whatever, okay? It doesn't matter. This is across the board. This is extremely crazy information that I've not really shared before, you guys. So I'm really excited to get going and share it with you today. I want to know real quick though, who came here so they could be the first of the 10? Anybody here? Anyone come here to be the first of the top 10 people? Me, me, me. Who else? Y'all, that's content creation right there, okay? All right. I will tell you why in a couple weeks. You have to stay consistent, okay? But I have your names written down and no idea what they mean. It's okay. So on the pamphlet of this training, I put the first 10 people get to have a once in a lifetime thing. So put it out there like that on purpose. Okay. One, it got people here, right? Two, I've got a huge thing that I'm going to pull together and it's going to be amazing, but you have to be here for the rest. Okay. So it will be a lot more than just those 10. Be the first of the 10 for the next 4. We have 3 more. Okay. There's going to be 4 in this series. So you have another chance. No worries. We're going to get going. Yeah. When do you know it? Okay. First of all, we have to get real quick with ourselves, okay? So who here has been on a social media kick where you have to study everything that has to do with social media? You have to figure it out. You feel overwhelmed. Maybe you feel stressed. Maybe you're just a little confused. Like, who here feels some sort of way? And yes, okay, me, perfect. Okay, so those of you definitely confused, no worries. We are not going to be going into how-tos today, okay? We are going to get to the very basics. I had an amazing friend ask me what it is that I do to make my content viral, and I'll answer that question here in a bit, but I don't. That's the answer. So I don't ever want to be viral, because what happens when there's a virus, you guys? What does everyone want to do? What does everyone want to do? They want to get rid of it. I don't want to be some random occurrence. I want to be consistent in someone's life, and I want to be the reason that someone comes to my product. So we're going to go over a lot of that today, okay? First things first, you guys, wash your face, okay? I need you to wash your face. It sounds so silly, but this has to do with yourself. This has to do with your company. We're going to be talking about a lot of different variances when it comes to you are your brand, right? And you are the one that runs your company. Whatever your product is, your product can be I don't care, chewed bubble gum, okay? So whatever your product is, it doesn't matter. You have to wash your face first, because no one cares about you except for you. And that comes in 2 different versions, okay? The first one, I'm going to tell you right now, your consumers only care about themselves, you guys. So you have to care about your consumers in order for it to work, okay? There is no way for it to work otherwise. We do not live in the world of advertising anymore where it's like, hey, here's my product. Hey, here's my product. We're having a sale. No one cares, right? Those people that jumped on today, bet you right now they cared more about getting what's going to come for them, okay, this life-changing opportunity, than they did me being here. Guarantee you, right? Because they want something that's of value. They want to be able to show that, hey, they accomplished something, right? Because we're always looking for a way to accomplish something. And they want to be able to see, oh my gosh, this is amazing value. So in order for it to work, you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because otherwise you're just putting garbage out there. You don't want to put a dirty face out there. You want to be able to make sure that you're putting yourself out there on the best possible level for your consumers. Now, the flip side to that is your consumers don't care about you. They care about themselves. So once you wash your face and you take care of you, you have to move forward to truly focus on your clients, okay? Focus on your clients, focus on your consumers, because if you don't, then you're not going to have any, because someone somewhere is already, let's be real, who here, let's answer the chat real quick. Who here has said to themselves or said to someone else, I don't want to spam my friends. I don't want to spam anyone. I feel like this would be spammy. Like, let's lose that word, okay? Let's lose that word, because here's what's happened. I'm going to give you a little bit of history and advertisement for a second. But when we got the TV, well, let's go back to radio real quick, right? You stop for a second, you heard an advertisement, and you're like, dang it, just go away. I want to hear a song. And then as soon as it went to TV, what happened? These commercials were all over the place. You had kids wanting to buy toys that they didn't need or already had or whatever it was, right? Because they wanted to have the best of the best, and they caught them. Cereal commercials, come on now, you guys. It was all sugar and cartoons and craziness so that these kids wanted things that are unhealthy for them. Okay. And if you're a mama, you understand what I'm saying when you're trying to make them eat their eggs and vegetables because they're like, no, there's candy commercials that I really need right now, right? Then you go ahead and now all of a sudden you enter the internet. Okay. Bam, boom, it's here. All right. It transformed everything, you guys. It transformed the way we see the world. It transformed how we share the world. And now each and every one of us has that in our fingertips to be able to share. But I don't want you to just go out sharing everything, because sometimes that gets a little gross, right? And you don't want to go out sharing advertisement after advertisement after advertisement because they don't care. Someone else that has that product, you haven't gotten to their hearts yet. Okay. So you have to take care of you. You have to think of your client first. Now, here's the difference, okay? You want to go ahead and enhance your strengths, because every single one of us has something that we are proud to be amazing at. It doesn't matter if you're the first one to go volunteer at your church. It doesn't matter if you are someone who goes on a walk every day. You have strengths, you guys, and strengths in things that people really, really love and look up to. And you don't even realize it because it's so natural to you and it's so consistent every day. It's most likely the things that you provide to your friends, you provide to your families, you provide to your kids. Those things that you already share unconditionally, that's where you're going to provide content and really, really provide value, right? Because you already accomplish things on the day to day, you guys. And sometimes that stuff is hard. Okay. And we'll get into the deeper, darker side in a minute, but sometimes that stuff is hard to share, right? You may have went through some struggles. You may have went through some trials and tribulations. And that goes back to wash your face, because you have to make sure that you're ready to share that. You can't just go out willy-nilly sharing your story, because it won't have the same impact. And that's the biggest part, right? You want to make sure that you're making an impact to change other people's lives. And it doesn't matter what, again, what your product is, right? Because no matter what, you're going to be branding yourself, and you're going to be branding whatever it is that you have a value. Okay. So can someone do me a huge favor and put something positive for a second? Let's flip the script. Okay. Because I saw everyone saying, oh yeah, this is spammy. Let's flip the script. What are you great at? What are you just absolutely like, you're the go-to person for? What is it that you can accomplish every single day, no matter if it's the hardest day, whatever it could possibly be? What are you proud of that you accomplish? I don't care if it's you wake up at 4:30 in the morning every day and you have a run. That's something that some of us, including myself, cannot do. Okay. I go to bed at 4:30 in the morning most days, although the last few days I've been doing a lot better with my challenge, but you have to be willing to open that up, you guys. Planning, heck yes, girlfriend, that is amazing. And that is something that a lot of people need help with, right? Planning in general, having that type of system in place, or being able to just look at a mess and organize it real quick and be like, yes, this is how it needs to be, right? That is, you're probably a superwoman in my book, because of the fact that I can't plan to save my life, you guys, especially right now. And I'll share a little bit of why in a little bit, but great at keeping things lighthearted. Sarah, that's a huge thing in this world right now. That's a huge thing in this world right now. We have to be able to keep things lighthearted and share positivity. Small weddings, girlfriend, get it. Routine, definitely, right? Sharing a routine, that's huge. Sleeping, Mackenzie, girlfriend, your sleep schedule's on another level. So I definitely, you want to share whatever you're proud of, okay? You want to be able to show those strengths. And then on the flip side, What do you need to do? Share your weakness, right? You have to be able to be self-aware, especially when running a small business of any kind for any product. You have to be willing to know where your weaknesses are, okay? You have to be able to know where those weaknesses are. And then you need to surround yourself with amazing people that shine where you don't, and be great into your life for a reason. But you know for a fact, hey, we have a giant team here, right, of other people that are willing to help
Mhm.
and give their time. So if you're not good at planning, hey, Angela, by the way, I'm having this struggle right now and I've got to figure this out, right? Because there's
Right.
amazing, amazing people that are in your corner. And you have to realize that when you put that wall down, isolating yourself is probably one of the biggest things I ever had to overcome, because I had this constant fight or flight. I had this constant, I'm alone in this world. I struggled a lot, you guys, and I'm not even going to go into that this one. Some of you guys know my story, but I struggled a lot when I was younger, and I grew up way too fast. I became an adult at 6, 7 years old. And when you're stripped of that kind of childhood, you hold on to some kind of anger, you hold on to some kind of grief,
Right.
and you have to work through that, right? So I had to wash my face for a very long time. And then it came to the fact that I finally just let go. Okay. Just finally let go. And you figure out that, hey, I am really good at motivating people. I am really good at being positive in horrible times because of that struggle. I am not upset that I struggled through all of that. I am proud that I pushed through and I made it through to where I'm able to be who I am today and truly help other people accomplish that. Now, Angela and I will have a talk later, because planning and fixing my life is not something I'm good at, okay? Because I grew up in the chaos, right? So
Right.
I need people like Angela in my life where it's like, oh my gosh, wait a second. I could have done this with one tool and I could have just like put it all into time and accomplished even more. Oh, snap, right? Like
Right.
that's a huge thing. So you have to know first and foremost, like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm really great at this. I have these amazing ideas. I have this value to share. I am capable of sharing it. And then you go and you surround yourself with amazing, amazing people. Okay. And that is part of what's so amazing with small businesses, because we do have so many amazing people, you guys. Okay.
Hmm.
So definitely don't mask yourself. Okay. This is where this ridiculous picture comes into play, but don't mask yourself. Just enhance your beauty, enhance your strengths, you guys. Then you have to dig deep. You have to dig deep to know what that story is, because we are in a world where no one wants that spam. No,
Right.
no one cares about you or your product. And yes, Tommy, no one cares about your product. No one cares about you. It's more about having the value, and they're going to come to you because of you. Okay. So you have to dig deep and share those stories. Good marketing actually does look like publishing, you guys. A lot of it has to do with storytelling. A lot of it has to do with blogging, right? That's where it all began. So when you're going through content, I don't want you guys to hold on to social media. Okay. I feel like a lot of people hold on to this little nugget and they're like, I have to figure out social media. Oh my gosh, Facebook is not working for me. I don't know the algorithm. I've been put in jail again 15 times this month and I haven't put into play what I need to, right? You guys, there are so many forms of places that people can consume your content. Okay. So when you're getting creative with it, that also means, yes, I saw someone in the chat, Instagram counts too, but it's not just Insta, it's not just Facebook. You guys, this has been going on for years and years and years, right? Flyers are still a thing. Word of mouth is still where magic happens. It doesn't matter. That will always and forever be the key. If you can't put word of mouth out there, and you can't make flyers, and you can't put it on social media, and you whatever it is, right? There are so many avenues. So when you're looking at it, think of big companies. Okay, let's go to the king of toilet paper this year, Amazon, right? What are they doing? There's a huge pandemic that happens and everyone goes, oh my gosh, I need to go to Amazon. I have to be able to go on Amazon right now. Where is Amazon now? Oh no, it's supposed to be here in 1 to 2 hours and now it's going to be 5. The world is ending. No, it's not, you guys, right? Oh no, I have to use regular Amazon Prime. Oh no, it's supposed to be 2 to 5 days and it's going to be 10. Y'all, we live in a world of instant gratification, and you have to be aware that is already your battle, right? But what happens anyways? They are still at it. They're still making trillions this year because of who they are and how they've laid that foundation. I want you to think of this though. Did it start instant? Was it instantly this way? Or did it take years and years of them working into this, you guys, because they started with only books. So they wouldn't have even had toilet paper unless you would have used a book, which please, y'all, there are Charmin out there in the world, so please don't. But you can go ahead and look at it that way, right? You can look at it and say, if Amazon would have started today, then none of it would have happened this year for them. It wouldn't have been their year. So you have to look at the time, the dedication. I feel like people hold on to the successes of a brand or the successes of someone else, and they don't see the failures. They don't see the hard work. They forget about the struggles because you put that stuff out there. And I promise you guys we're going somewhere with this, but it does matter. You have to think about that part when you're staying mentally there, right? We already washed our face. We're already trying to stay mental. Now we've got to make sure that it's working for us and our benefit for our strengths, right? So you dig deep. Social media, PR, customer service, it's the whole package. It is not just, oh, I posted on Facebook and yep, my client should come in any minute. Where are they? They're not coming. It's not working. Social media is not working for me. It doesn't work like that, you guys. It has to be the whole package. You have to be able to reach out. You have to stay consistent. You have to do the little things, right? And the little things add up and add up and add up. And then boom, all of a sudden that goal is already hit and you're looking for another goal, okay? Take the leap. Take the leap is a huge part because sometimes we get so stuck on we need to be doing exactly this checklist and I need to edit this 15 times and I need to make sure that this looks perfect and I need to make sure all the information is out there. Sometimes it just means taking the leap, you guys. That is probably one of my strengths in this is the fact that I do not care. I will put whatever content out. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't work, I learned something from it. I am always in the mindset of doesn't matter. It's a lesson learned, continue. It's a lesson learned, continue. Okay. So don't get held up, right? You washed your face, you dealt with all of your stuff, you've now found your strengths, you found your team to go ahead and work with, right? And then you're going ahead and you're putting all of the pieces together, and then you're looking at it as gonna be patient. Love is patient. Okay. I'm not gonna go crazy woo-woo or completely preaching on you, but love is patient, you guys, and love is kind. And you have to make sure that you're doing that for yourself. But customers require 10 touches, okay? That does not mean that you won't have a customer that comes directly to you after one and says, hey, by the way, this is awesome. I want your product, right? But they've most likely been watching your stuff for 9 other times, okay? This is just how marketing works in this world and this day and age. You have to be able to share 10 times to that one person. Maybe they missed your other 20 posts, right? Maybe they missed your last 100 because they had life things going on. You guys, it's not instant. That's why there's the consistency, okay? But 10 touches, what does that mean to you guys? You guys, that's a post, that's a message, that's an ad that they saw, that's whatever possible information you put out there. That is not, here's my product, hey, here's my product, hey, here's my product. It could simply be that, oh my gosh, Tommy just posted about her adorable kits on Halloween, and oh, they're just the cutest. They look and remind me so much of my grandbabies. I just love them. Boom, one touch. Okay, that had nothing to do with her products, right? That had nothing to do with her businesses. That had to do with her heart. And that's really where people forget. They're like, oh my gosh, I have to hit this goal. Oh my gosh, I have to make this amount of money. Oh my gosh, I have to do this. Love is patient and kind. Okay, so I want to make sure that you realize you have to take the leap. And then you have to love the leap. Okay. You have to love yourself and the product and the patience along the way. So definitely go in there, you guys, with an open mind, right? But then you have to find your passion. So I said we talk about viral. I kind of went ahead of myself, but the case is the opposite. Let's just look into the definition of viral real quick, okay? The definition of viral means it just appears and there's no way to get rid of it. And you can't control it, correct? So when you're looking at it like that and someone's over here trying to get viral, you can't try to do something that just appears. It doesn't work. There's no way, you guys. That's literally the opposite of viral. So what you're really seeking is you want to be able to spread across the masses, and you want to be able to truly, truly from your heart reach these people for whatever purpose is of your brand, of who you are, of your product, right? But you're always thinking the best for the consumer. What is the best way to make that happen? So when you're providing value and you're providing value, it kind of goes naturally and it comes into place. You don't really want instant gratification, you guys, as much as you think you do. I'm going to say it again. Okay. Can we please just all like put in the chat box right now? We want consistency, not instant gratification. We don't, you guys, we don't. We don't want it. We want to make sure that we are providing value to our clients. We are providing value for our company. We are really showing up, because then the movement happens and it starts going and all of a sudden you can't stop. Okay. We want that snowball effect. We don't want a viral, period. We want consistency, yes, but we want the snowball effect, right? Like in the end, we want the positivity, but we also want the money. We want the goals. We want to hit our goals. That's definitely part of the equation, but you have to make sure that you are striving for a snowball effect. You are not striving for something that's viral. Okay. Content is just content if it doesn't move people. So you have to be, no, I want snowballs. Like, who's on their phone right now? You got some emojis in there. I love you guys and I love the consistency, but we're not at core consistency right now. We're talking about content right now and hitting our goals using content. So we want snowball effects, you guys. We want snowball effects. And you have to be willing to put the time in for those snowball effects, right? Which is the consistency. But we want to be striving for a snowball effect and not something that's just viral and everyone wants to go. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's snow. Okay. Anywho, you guys, the content is just content if it doesn't move people. And that means one, heart. Okay. That also means money. You have to be able to move them through a system, right? You have to be able to move them through, hey, here's who I am. Hey, here's my why. Here's my story. Here's my heart. Here's my soul. I want to be able to provide you with A, B, C, and D. And then bam, here's my sale. Okay. It's not just instant. You have to be able to provide that content and it has to move them through. So you could be posting all day long, all day long. Oh, I got my post today. Remember, we're still sitting there waiting. Okay. We're not. You guys, you post that stuff and then you have to think about ahead, like think ahead. You are now a business owner. So you have to be able to look at it like, what are these companies doing? I don't care what your collateral is on advertisement. Okay. If it's Zilch, newsflash, that's where I started too. I had $10 that I borrowed from a tooth fairy and had to make sure that this worked. So you put that mindset in, you guys, and you have Zilch for advertisement. What do you have to do? You have to work harder and you have to work smarter. And you can make it happen. You don't need millions of dollars like Coca-Cola. You can do it now because of everything at our fingertips, literally with just your phone, your computer, your iPad. I don't care what it is. You've got some sort of piece of information in front of you and you have knowledge and a story to share because you have already lived it. Okay. And then you're just going to tie that in, but you have to know what your passion is. My passion is empowering people. My passion is making sure that people never, ever forget that life is not guaranteed. And my passion is making sure that everyone knows that they can accomplish their dreams in this amount of time that we have here and never waste another day. And yeah, a big part of that shifted come March when I got out of the hospital. A big part of that happened because I was left to not come home. And a big part of that comes from the struggles of me in my childhood, right? A lot of that has made me who I am, but that doesn't mean that we can't focus on the fact that if someone is just stressing, like, period, okay, I don't care what you're stressing over, put in the chat box right now if you have been overwhelmed or stressed. Just say yes in the chat box. I don't care. Put whatever you want to, just fill up the chat box real quick because at some point or another, yes, right? Okay, so here's the thing. Whatever you're stressing about, right? Whatever you're stressing about is not worth your goals. It's not worth where you're going. It's not worth all of the things that you have accomplished. It's not worth minimizing the achievements you've made. It's not worth it, right? And for me, when I say in any presentation, any content, anything whatsoever, you guys, when I say I will make this happen because I want my children to see the world before they have to enter the real world, that is from the bottom of my heart, my sole purpose, because I want everyone to know that every day is worth really loving and experiencing, even if it's the little day-to-day things. You guys, I went for a walk today and I literally was just looking at the trees and the way the sun comes through the trees and how it illuminates the world. You guys, like, there are little things I see in a weird filter. Okay, we can judge Lexi later for it, but that's how I see the world. And I know for a fact you guys have your own filter, right? We can all be sitting in one location doing the same thing and experience 10 different things. Okay, there's 23 of us on right now, so I can tell you right now, we're all getting 23 different versions of what's happening right here, right now. Every single one of us. So you're able to share that, right? You're able to put out your, and it will never be the same as anyone else's, but you have to be willing to move people. Sometimes things get scary. Sometimes things get super scary, and you have to hold on to your mindset. Okay, you have to hold on to your mindset. You have to hold on to that consistency. See, this lovely lady throwing the word consistency out already. I had it. But you guys, she's brings out the strengths in me, or my weaknesses, really. She brings out the weaknesses on my side because I am Dory and I'm all over the place. And she makes sure that, hey, I'm going to surround myself with people that bring strength to my weaknesses, right? She's one of those. And mindset matters, you guys. You have to be willing to do personal development. I don't care if it's 10 minutes a day. And then guess what? You just made content because you're able to share about what you just learned. It affected you at some point or another. You do whatever personal development you want to, and now you're creating brand off of changing your journey and showing growth. And bam, more people in this consistent world. Are we starting to see where things kind of where it just kind of constantly grows and constantly creates more and more content for you? Because you have to be able to fully see that. So can we see the vision? Put vision in the chat box for me, because that's what I want. If you don't see the vision, put no, because I need to make sure right here, right now, that you see the vision. Okay, cool. I want to make sure it's coming across, because you have to have it all, you guys. You have to put the puzzle together, and it doesn't work otherwise. Be raw. Okay, so here's the thing. You can share from your weaknesses and it will touch people. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 75% more than when you share your strengths. When you share your strengths, it is empowering. When you share your strengths, it is impactful. But when you share your weaknesses, that creates connection. You can't just be all about weaknesses, right? Because then what's going to happen? It's going to be like a super sad Instagram newsfeed, and that's just not going to happen. No one's going to care. And they don't care about you, right? So when you go through, you have to be willing to share your weaknesses, you guys. You have to be able to share your weaknesses, because of the fact that I know from the bottom of my heart, every single one of our stories is meant to be shared to whoever needs to hear it. Okay. And if you came on during one of my presentations, you will hear me preach it over and over, but I do 100% believe that people are brought into your life for a reason. And sometimes it's not a great reason, right? Sometimes it's a lesson that you have to learn, and you live and learn, and you have to share those things. You have to be willing to become a little bit more vulnerable. But I don't want you to be as vulnerable as I want you to be authentic. Okay. So sometimes there are parts of my story that I leave out. Sometimes there are days that I cannot share my whole entire story. Today is one of those, you guys. You heard me just a few minutes ago. For those that have already heard my story, I definitely cut that entire thing short, and I don't want to emotionally share it today. That's okay. You don't have to, right? It's your story to share, but you have to make sure that you are going to be able to share little tidbits, okay? And you get to where you're going. Do me a favor, everyone here that can safely turn your camera on. Everyone turn your camera on. Turn your camera on, turn your camera on. Okay. Two things. One being, you guys are all just sharing your your face on camera. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you're going through, what you're doing at the moment, right? But you just got that much stronger in social media because you just turned your camera on right now. Okay. So each of you just made a step further than you were 30 seconds ago. That is huge. Those little moments count. Okay. It's important to be sharing your face, and you work your way to sharing videos. Okay. You work your way to sharing videos because that's where advertisement has gone. That's where content has gone. Okay. And it's not going anywhere, period. So if I want to give you any homework, it is for every training that you attend, turn your darn camera on. Okay. Because it does make a difference right now, right? It's not like any of that is going to be a big deal. There's no one here is going to judge you for whatever it is going on, but you are now that much closer to being able to make a video and truly share from your heart. So I want to make sure that you guys are really, really thinking about those little things because it makes you a better leader. It makes you a better creator. Okay. It is important that you share your strengths as much as your weaknesses, but your weaknesses, you guys, is where magic is really, really going to happen. And sometimes things are hard. I don't share about my divorce yet on social media. I don't share about my hardship that's happened this last probably three months of my life, but I push through. Okay. I push through and I show up and I make sure that I'm still sharing my strengths and I still share my weaknesses from before because I'm happy and content sharing about my childhood. You guys, as horrible as that was, it made me who I am. I'm okay with sharing about my Jumanji game of 2020 because it is what it is, you guys, right? But I'm not there yet. So I'm going to be raw with you guys at this moment. I'm not there yet. That's 15 years of my life and that still hurts. So I'm not going to share yet. Okay. And that's okay. Be you. Okay. And this photo was completely on accident, just me being myself, but you have to be willing to entertain or educate your clients and your consumers. Okay. That's where you share the value. When you're looking to figure out what the value is before the pitch, what value, and then the sale really means, you guys, is sharing who you are, being you, entertain them or educate them along the way, provide that free value, and really share from the bottom of your heart. So whatever you can think of, I want you to think of 10 things today. This is part of your homework. Think of 10 things today on how you can share free entertainment or free education. Okay. And it doesn't have to be on just your product. Make at least 2 of those 10 things somewhat relatable to your content, right? Because you don't want to lose your audience. But think of 10 things that you can share for free that would just provide value to you yourself. Okay. And this is me being me, you guys, because if any of you guys on this call know me, this is really more of my true side. Okay. You want to be the difference. You want to show that people matter. That has to be your heart and soul of all of it. And you have to provide the value. Okay. This picture did end up getting a lot of attention, but I can promise you that it's because I put in the consistency. I put in the goofiness. I put in the value to all of the people that I've talked to. I've put in the time. I put in the trials and tribulations, and I've had fun along the way. Okay. I've really, really grown from the lessons. And I never look at it like, oh my gosh, this didn't work. I just and retry. Okay. So you're able to do that. But I told you guys I'd be a little bit more raw with you guys. This is my first Halloween that I've really been by myself. Okay. This is my first Halloween as a single mom. This is my first Halloween where I couldn't be with my family or my friends, and it sucked. Okay. Are we allowed to say sucked right now? It sucked. So I tried to go as a sexy vampire like every other female that's a single mom out there, and I was like, this is not working. And it turned into Diego. Well, there's a debate. It's Diego or Scrat from Ice Age, but it's me being me, right? You can't fit into someone else's mold. You guys, you cannot be who you are not. So you have to know that you are perfectly imperfect the way you are, and that's where you're meant to share. Love is patient and love is kind, and you are perfectly imperfect, and that's perfectly okay. And that, you guys, I love and adore you. For those of you that are doing the homework, you have the 10 things that I want you to write for value, because next Next week, we're going to go into providing a lot more of that value, okay, and how to do that. So I need you to come willing to learn, come ready to learn, and we're going to go over value. So I need you to have your 10 amazing things. And as well as I want you to find a personal development that really fits to you in this very moment, okay? Find a personal development of some kind and promise me that for the next 7 days, you're going to spend 10 minutes a day listening to it or reading it, whatever you have to do, okay? Make sure that that's a part of it because you have to start with washing your face. I love you guys. Love and light. Again, my name is Lexi Hahn, and I appreciate you guys.